You are now tuned in to the Titan Football Podcast, bringing you information on Keansburg High School football. And now, here's your host, Jesse Herbert.
What is up, Keansburg High School football fans? The Titan Football Podcast back in your life. October 23rd, 2015, and we are on episode 7 of the Titan Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Herbert. Let's check out your top 5 plays versus Point Pleasant Beach. Number 5. Arkell Brown with a great punt, but watch sophomore Justin Alessi punishing hit to pin the Garnet Gulls deep. Number 4. Titans back on their own 30-yard line, and it would be senior Arkell Brown with the misdirection back up his sideline 40 yards before he's finally pushed out of bounds. Number 3. Point Beach 3rd and 13, and it would be freshman Paul Lozano stopping them in the backfield for a 10-yard loss. Number 2. Sophomore quarterback Danny Vitale will look to roll to his right, but stops, cuts back to his left, up the sideline, avoids the tackle, 47 yards before he's finally tackled. And your number 1 plays were the not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns by senior Arkell Brown. Here from 14 yards, here from 2 yards, and again from 14 yards. Despite the offensive barrage in the second half, the Titans would fall to Point Pleasant Beach, and they look to get back to their winning ways when they take on the Blue Jays of Middlesex this Saturday, 1 p.m. at Middlesex Field. And now let's get to know your players and cheerleader of the week from the Metuchen football game.
Welcome back to the Titan Football Podcast, lightning round. We're here with your defensive player of the week, Joey Osterby, for the Metuchen week. Joe, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th.
And what position you play here for the Titans?
Middle linebacker.
All right, Joe, you've seen this before, right? You know how it works. I'm going to fire off some questions. I want you to not think about it and just answer away. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Favorite football team?
Giants.
Favorite TV show?
Sweet Life on Deck.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Athletic, determined, and I just don't care some parts.
If you could be any character from Star Wars, who would you be?
Darth Vader.
How many days have you ever gone without showering?
0.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Which coach could you beat in an arm wrestling match?
Definitely Coach Morgan.
What's the most money you've ever spent at McDonald's?
Probably like $15.
You're hosting a dinner party. You have to invite 3 famous people. Who are you bringing?
J.J. Watt, Odell Beckham, and Tony Montana.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
A zebra.
Favorite type of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
You have to invite 1 Disney princess to prom. Who are you asking?
Cinderella.
Who would win a battle between a ninja and a pirate?
Ninja.
Favorite coach on the staff?
I love all of them.
If you had to pick one.
Coach Bird.
Can I hear your best Coach Bird impression, please?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
Can you tell me a joke?
No, I'm not a funny person.
If you could compete in any Olympic sport, what would it be?
Basketball.
If I give you $10 and ask you to go buy me a snack, what are you buying me?
Definitely a Mighty Mustang.
And would you bring me the change?
Yes.
All right, that's Joe Osterby, your defensive player of the week. Congratulations, Joe. All right, we are here with Pat Edwards, the defensive player of the week from Metuchen. Had a beautiful sliding interception in that game, so congratulations, Pat.
Thanks.
Pat, what grade are you in?
9th.
And what position do you play here for the Titans?
Corner and A-back.
All right, Pat, you've seen this before. You know how it works. I'm going to fire off some questions at you. I just want you to answer them, not even think about it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Favorite football team?
Jets.
Favorite TV show?
I have no clue.
If you could be any Star Wars character, who would you be?
Definitely Darth Maul because he's bad.
All right. How many days have you ever gone without showering?
1.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Which coach could you beat in an arm wrestling match?
Definitely Coach Herbert.
Excellent. What's the most money you've ever spent at McDonald's?
Probably like 30.
You're hosting a dinner party and you have to invite 3 famous people. Who are you inviting?
James Franco, Jonah Hill, and Channing Tatum.
If you can be any animal, what would you be?
Wolverine.
What's your favorite type of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
If you had to ask any Disney princess to prom, who would it be?
Myself.
Congratulations on being named Disney princess.
Thanks.
Okay. Who would win in the battle between a ninja and a pirate?
Ooh, that's a ninja.
Favorite coach on the team?
Definitely Coach Herbert.
Can I hear your best Coach Herbert impersonation?
Can I hear your best Coach Herbert impersonation?
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a joke, please?
I have none.
All right. Last question. I hand you $10 and I ask you to go get me a snack. What are you buying me?
Definitely Doritos and Cheez-Its.
All right. Do you bring me the change?
No.
All right. That's Pat Edwards, your Defensive Player of the Week for Scout. Congratulations, Pat. All right. All right. We are here with Kason Kelly, the Offensive Player of the Week for Scout, here for the Metuchen Week. So congratulations, Kason.
Thank you very much.
Kason, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
And what position do you play for the Titans here?
Linebacker and B-back.
Excellent. And had a nice touchdown run in the last game, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. So you've seen this before, you know how it works, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to fire off some questions at you. I want you to just not think and just answer away. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Favorite football team?
Giants.
Favorite TV show?
Family time.
You had to describe yourself in 3 words. What is it?
Funny, athletic, smart.
If you could be any character from Star Wars, who would you be?
Darth Vader.
How many days have you ever gone without showering?
1 or 2 maybe.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
If you could, which coach could you beat in an arm wrestling match?
Coach Bird.
How much is the most you've ever spent at McDonald's? How much money?
Like $30.
You're hosting a dinner party for 3 famous people. Who are they?
50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
A grizzly bear.
Favorite type of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
If you had to ask any Disney princess to the prom, who would it be?
Cinderella.
Who would win in a fight between a ninja or a pirate?
A ninja.
Favorite coach on the staff?
Coach Morph.
Can I hear your best Coach Morph impression?
It's a beautiful day to serve the program.
Excellent. That was a great impression. Can you tell me a joke?
I don't got no jokes, man.
Okay. If you can compete in any Olympic sport, what would it be?
Wrestling.
If I gave you $10 and asked you to go buy me a snack, what would you buy me?
Candy.
Would you bring me the change?
Probably not.
That's Kason Kelly, your Offensive Player of the Week. Congratulations. Okay. All right, we are here with Stephanie Walters, senior cheerleader and varsity basketball player, on her way to her 1,000-point season this year. So congratulations in advance for that, and thank you for joining the Titan Football Podcast.
You're welcome.
All right, so you know how this works. You've seen it before. We're going to fire off some questions at you. We're going to ask you just to answer them as best you can. You ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Favorite football team?
Giants.
Favorite TV show?
One Tree Hill.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Funny, athletic, and caring.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
What's the most you've ever spent at McDonald's?
McFlurry, cheeseburger, small fry.
How much? How much money?
Oh, like $10.
You're hosting a dinner party for 3 famous people. Who are they?
Nathan Scott, Lucas Scott, and Justin Bieber.
You could be any animal. What would you be?
An elephant.
What's your favorite type of cookie?
Peanut butter.
The favorite Titan coach you've ever had?
Jonathan Book.
Oh, okay. If you can travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Italy.
Can I hear your best monkey impression?
Ooh, ooh, ah!
Fabulous. If they were going to make a movie about your life, who would star as you?
Me. I would.
Not so original. Let's try that again. If they were going to make a movie about your life, who would star as you?
I don't know. Jessica Simpson.
Perfect. Your favorite song?
How deep is your love?
Can you please perform it for us?
How deep is your
If you can ask any football player to prom, who would it be?
Joey Osterby.
That's a great one. If I gave you $10 to go buy me a snack, what would you buy me?
And buy you all the snacks in the vending machine.
Would you bring me any change?
Of course.
Excellent. Final question. Can you name this coach?
No.
That's Stephanie Walters, your Titan cheerleader of the week. Check her out on fall or the winter sport of basketball. So congratulations and good luck. Thank you for coming.
Thank you to Joey, Pat, Kason, and Stephanie for taking the time to talk to the Titan Football Podcast. Let's hope someone recognizes Coach Morgan in next week's episode. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Titan Football Podcast. Remember, your Keensburg Titans take on the Blue Jays of Middlesex this Saturday, 1 p.m. at Middlesex Field. We hope to see you there. For more information about Keensburg High School football, log on to our website at www.keensburgfootball.com. Thank you for watching the Titan Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Herbert. See you next week.